Hello YouTube, I'm Cody the Coin Raptor and I've got an amazing video for you today. Bitcoin has been on an absolutely monster rally. I have the daily chart here set up. We can see here that in one day it went up 10.5%. One day. What a massive day. But what's strange about this whole formation here is it almost mirrors very closely what we saw here in the on the June dump, where you had two volume candles, two red volume candles, and it was preceded by one gigantic green volume candle, and we had the exact same thing play out. All right, so now that we've gotten a little bit of euphoria, a little bit of FOMO, I think what's going to probably wind up happening is we're going to head back down. We're probably going to wind up continuing back down from this point, and the reason for that is because the buyers have already lined up and they've bought heavily, okay? And I think it's really important to point out the fact that the buyers stepped in here heavily, all right? It went all the way down to 15,800. It was bought up very quickly and shot all the way back up again. Now, until we see some sort of trend change, the trend is still downwards. It is still negative. We made a lower low, and then now we're going to go ahead and see where we go from here. Most likely, it's going to be lower from this point. However, what we've seen is still very encouraging. The fact that there has still been a decent amount of demand coming in, buying Bitcoin at these record prices that we have not seen in some time is still, I think, a good takeaway. One thing I want to point out here, very important, the net unrealized profit loss for Bitcoin, or the Newport level, reached a 31% level. So that means that the entire Bitcoin market is underwater 31%. That is insane. That is even lower than June when we got to about 19% or so. Now, if you want to compare this to the previous bear markets we've had, that was lower than the 2020 bear market. That was not as low as the 2018 bear market where it got to 42%, but it only got to 42% for probably, 2 days or so. It didn't stay down there for very long. So what we're seeing here is just an absolute record level of capitulation in the last couple of days. The fact that it went all the way down here to 31%. Normally it goes down here to 42%, maybe 56%, somewhere around that range. But we've just never seen this level of the total Bitcoin market in loss. And again, this is for Wednesday. It's not for today, but for Wednesday, 31%. For today, it'll probably move up a little bit higher than that, but that is just insane. Now, if we take a look at the Puell multiple, which is our indicator for figuring out if miners are profitable or not. Now, Puell multiple, the way you can think of it is, zoom out here a little bit, these red bands are higher than average mining revenue, and the green bands are lower than average mining revenue. And if we zoom in here and we take a look here, we can see that it has started to come back down again. It's very close to this break-even point, which means that miners are going to be very quickly in distress. And miners in distress are miners that are selling. If we come here, take a look at the miners reserve for Bitcoin, we can actually see that there has been a huge leg down here. So we can see here just a massive leg down on the 8th and 9th, and we've seen that the miners reserve, so the amount of Bitcoin that's held by miners, has been going down, and that is an alarming sight. Now, you may be asking yourself, where is this Bitcoin going? Well, if we take a look at the Bitcoin wallet sizes that are greater than 1 Bitcoin, we can see here that it has gone up dramatically. So this huge deceleration in the price has allowed an acceleration in the number of addresses that have at least 1 Bitcoin. And I think, again, that's still a bullish sign. If you're looking for silver linings in the bear market, it's the fact that more people and more addresses have been able to accumulate at least 1 Bitcoin. In addition to that, we also have here the whale number 3. This is Bitcoin whale number 3, and Bitcoin whale number 3 is the largest private Bitcoin wallet, all right? And whale number 3 has been buying the dip like crazy. They've put up 4,000. They've added 4,000 Bitcoin to the wallet within the last couple of days, and a level that I've never seen before in whales. I've never seen a whale buy over 4,000 Bitcoin and add it here to their wallet. I'm just blown away. This whale has been vacuuming up Bitcoin. They are dedicated to buying that dip, and I've never seen anything quite like this. So in addition to having the minnows, or I guess you can call them just regular fish, at 1 Bitcoin, the whales have been accumulating dramatically, okay? And this is something that I definitely would pay attention to if I were you. Also, one other thing I want to point out here is the Bitcoin NVT Golden Cross. So the NVT Golden Cross gives us an idea of local tops and local bottoms. When it pulls here into this green area, you get kind of a local bottom. And this was actually pretty accurate for June. You can see here that it came down all the way to about June 19th or June 20th. And that's about when Bitcoin bottomed or so. It put up the price. We can see that that's pretty close in that area. Now, one thing that's very interesting is that it's approaching that green section again, which means that as soon as it goes into the green section, and I would say firmly into the green section, we might actually have a local bottom. So that right there is really what I'm looking for. If I see this thing go into the green section and continue, that would be a very strong signal for me to determine whether or not we're hitting a bottom. All right, but I'll be watching this and I'll be paying attention to this. And if you guys want to see that information, follow me on Twitter. I will give you the most up-to-date information that I can. Now, back to the chart TA. We're going to go here to Ethereum, and Ethereum has been also moving up on just like a Bitcoin. However, it's always traded at a higher volatility than Bitcoin. So it's up 17% today. 17% for Ethereum. Just absolutely insane. And it came all the way back up here to about 1280 or so. It's almost about 1290. But the bottom point here was about 1076. And again, it's pulled into this, I would call this the demand area right here, this area of demand. And this area of demand right here has been a prime spot for accumulation for Ethereum, people who are bullish on Ethereum. I think it's going to wind up coming back into that accumulation zone before too long. Now, if you take a look at our Binance coin is at 300 right now, or very close to that level. It is literally right in the midpoint of this sideways channel. And on top of that, it looks like it's going to wind up chopping sideways and maybe even slightly down from here as well, following Bitcoin and following Ethereum. Now, I'm actually, again, very bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum long term. I'm open to Binance coin, but especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm very bullish on long term. And these opportunities, in my opinion, for me at least, for my DCA plan, are fantastic opportunities to add, and I am very interested in adding in this area, in this supply box here, we'll call it, this demand box. And if we zoom out, again, I just want to show you real quick where I came up with this. If you zoom out and take a look at the monthly for Bitcoin, we can see here that this area has always been a strong area of demand for Bitcoin, dating all the way back to 2017. All right, so that's all I've got for you guys today. If you like this content, please let me know, like, subscribe, and also go ahead and follow me on Twitter. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, signing out.